All right, so we're looking at rounding and significant figures. So when we're looking at this, we're looking at rounding to the first digit of the number. So it depends what the number is. So if we have a look at 2,345, we look at the first digits. The first digit is 2,000. So we're going to round to the nearest thousand. But determining what's going to give us the power is the second number, the number immediately after that first number. Okay, so this is the rule, and these are things you need to write down. So, first of all, we look at the three. Now, if the second digit is a zero, a one, a two, a three, or a four, the first digit will stay the same. So, the two remains the same, and the following digits become zeros. So, basically, I see it as 0, 1, 2, 3, or 4 are weak numbers, and they pull the number down. Okay, so they make that a 2, and then those all become zeros. If the number was a five, let me just move this so you can see, a five, six, seven, eight, or nine, the first digit is raised because it's strong. It goes up to the three, and these will also become zeros. Okay, so in this instance, the digit will stay the same, and let me click here, and it stays the same, and therefore it becomes 2000. Let me give you another example. So you've got 872. So we look at the digit after the first digit, and it is a 7. Now, that is a strong number, so it raises our 8 to a 9, and the rest of the digits become 0. Make sure that you've written these rules down so that it's clear. Put it in your own words, and the answer will be 900. Now, if we're going to be rounding a number, now I want to tell you something that's interesting. 2, 3 is 23. After the decimal place, some people will say 184 or 1,846. These are tenths and thousandths and hundredths of something. So when you're reading a decimal, you'll go 23 point and then you say 1846. Okay? Don't try and say it as a whole number because it's not a whole number. Anyway, that's besides the point. All right, so we're going to round 23.1846 to the following one decimal place. So here we've got our number. So, and now what we do is we put a line after the one decimal place because our answer has to have one decimal place only. So now we know that we're looking at 23.1. But as in the last one, the number right next to it is very important. So we look at the next digit. Next digit is an 8. So the 8, remember we spoke about weak and strong numbers? The 8 is a strong number. And the 8 will rise that number that we're rounding, that 1, up. Okay? Now, the digit has got the power. The next digit is strong, so the number becomes 23.2. So that 8 is strong enough to change that to a 2. Now, because he's given away his power, the 8, he dies, and he dies. The whole family dies, okay? So the answer is 23.2. It's because they asked for one decimal place. Your answer only has one decimal place. All right, let's look at another one. Two decimal places. Right, so now we put our line in. There we go. So now we've got two decimal places. But what is the number that's going to tell us if what we can do? It's the number next to it. So it's the 4. So we look at the next digit. Okay, what can the 4 do for us? Unfortunately, the 4 can't do much because it's very weak. But because he's tried to give his power away, he dies as well. But he doesn't make any changes. So let's see, this digit has the power. If the digit is 0, 1, 2, 3, or 4, it stays the same. The next digit is weak, so the number becomes 23.18. It stays the same. It's got two decimal places, but this duty and everybody, they all vacate. They leave. All right, so that's it for now. I want you to try out that program for me, please.